by Jae-sung.
여기에서 이런 원정골이 김진수의 발끝까지 터졌어요.
The header is good, and it's the giant defender John Tae-wook, and eventually Korea have broken the deadlock.
You're listening to the K-League United podcast, proud partner of Football Nation Radio.
Hello, and I'm Lee Kang-in. Welcome to The Weekend, a special preview edition of the K-League United podcast. 134 days after the 2020 K-League 1 season began, we are already at the final round before the split. But before we look into that, we will begin with a roundup of Korean football news from over the last week or so. The Tangerines peel away at the top of K-League 2. Jeju United earned themselves a huge win in something of an automatic promotion 6-pointer at home to Daejeon Hana Citizen. Goals from An Hyun-bom and Joo Min-gyu sealed a 2-0 win on Sunday afternoon that kept the Islanders on top of the table. Daejeon are now 8 points off the pace and look resigned to the playoffs. Not too far behind Jeju, though, are Suwon FC. And on Monday night, Kim Do-kyun's side kept the pressure on the Islanders thanks to a 1-0 win over an out-of-sorts Bucheon FC 1995. Daniel's goal in the 75th minute was the difference maker and ensured that the gap at the top of the second tier is just 2 points. But for Bucheon, it was a 6 defeat on the trot, what is their worst run in the club's history. To Europe, and while it wasn't the greatest of starts for Son Heung-min and Tottenham Hotspur, they lost 1-0 to Everton in their Premier League opener. It was goal glut for a whole host of other Korean internationals. It was a dream debut for Hwang Hee-chan, who started, scored and provided an assist in the 3-1 Red Bull Leipzig win over Nuremberg. Hwang made the switch from the so-called other Bundesliga in Austria after a successful spell with Red Bull Salzburg. Elsewhere, 2019 Golden Boy Lee Kang-in laid on 2 assists in Valencia's 4-2 La Liga win over Levante, while in France, Seok Hyun-jung was on target for Troyes in a 2-0 win over Pau in Ligue 2. He scored the 37th minute penalty that got his side up and running for what was their second win of the new season. Elsewhere, former Jeonbuk midfielder Jae-sung scored 2 in a 7-1 German Cup win over Rühlesingen, and Lee Sung-woo bagged 2 in St. Truiden's Belgian Pro League match with Royal Antwerp. They did lose 3-2, but for Lee Sung-woo, he is now up and running for the season with 2 goals, having made 4 appearances overall. Elsewhere in the German Cup, former Blue Wing Kwon Chang-hoon got SC Freiburg up and running in a 2-1 win over SV Waldhof, scoring in the 19th minute. Over to the Middle East, where there has been some notable exclusions in the AFC Champions League. Korean international left-back Kim Jin-soo recently departed Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors for the riches of the Middle East, signing for Al Nassr. However, despite convincing the Green Warriors to sell, the Saudi outfit obviously cannot promise him ACL. The Jeonju-born defender has not been registered for the AFC Champions League. Instead, Australian goalkeeper Brad Jones will take up the Asian quota spot. Meanwhile, Jung Woo-young has been dealt a similar blow at Qatari Super League side Al Sadd, but fellow Korean international Nam Tae-hee has been included for Xavi's side. Meanwhile, in the virtual world, Ulsan Hyundai winger Kim In-sung has been named as one of the fastest players on FIFA 21. Keeping his 94 pace from FIFA 20, the 31-year-old is in good company as the joint 8th fastest player alongside Preston North End's Tom Barkhuizen, Bayer Leverkusen's Leon Bailey and Liverpool's Sadio Mane amongst others. Elsewhere, former Gangwon FC defender and under-20 World Cup finalist Lee Jae-ik has joined Belgian Pro League side Royal Antwerp on loan from Qatar Stars League side Al Rayyan, while in K-League, Songnam goalkeeper Glory Kim or Kim Yong-gwang moved up to second for the most clean sheets in K-League with 153. He surpassed former Daejeon and Jeonbuk goalkeeper Cheon-song, but Kim Young-ji leads the way with an incredible 229 from 706 matches. And finally, some dates for your diary. The post-split schedule has been announced. It begins in the final week of September and is due to end on either the 1st or the 9th of November. There is also an international break scheduled for the 5th of October up until the 13th. The full Korean national team will take on the under-23s, and one other match is also due to take place during that time. In the ACL, K-League sides will take part in the group stage beginning the 15th of November. And while speaking of the ACL, Ulsan and Jeonbuk are dead certs for continental football in 2021, but the two remaining spots are very much all to play for heading into K-League 1 round 22. And to highlight the marquee match, as well as the team and the player to watch, is Ryan Walters.
With 5 teams still vying for the 6th and final spot in the top half before the league splits, round 22 of the Hana 1Q K-League 1 season may be the best yet. We begin with the marquee match for the round, FC Seoul hosting Daegu FC. Following a 1-0 Gyeonggi Derby defeat midweek, FC Seoul return home to face Daegu FC in a match they must win to finish in final round A. After an encouraging 3-match winning streak in August, the Capital Club have taken full points just once in 5 encounters, the 2-1 victory over relegation-threatened Suwon Samsung Blue Wings in round 20. An individual moment of brilliance from Han Sung-gyu was the difference that night, and with Ki Sung-young removing himself from the Incheon match due to a muscle injury, Seoul will need to lean on the Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors loanee heavily again this weekend. A hefty responsibility for the 23-year-old, considering Seoul have been held scoreless in 3 of their previous 5 matches and were thumped 6-0 by Daegu in round 6. But, as Han Sung-gyu has shown time and again this season, he's well capable of surprises. 5th place Daegu FC enter the match in a considerably different state, having finally ended their 6-match winless streak with a 3-2 victory over Songnam FC last time out. The win was enough to guarantee them a spot in Final Round A and got their push for AFC Champions League qualification back on track. With Sangju Sangmu automatically relegated this season, a 4th place finish would be enough for the Sky Blues to return to international football in 2021. A win this weekend could see that gap shrink to just 2 points, with a head-to-head against 4th place Pohang looming post-split. One man set to play a key role in all of this is veteran Dejan Damjanović, whose brace against Songnam put him just 3 goals away from the 200 mark in K-League. It was the second time this season the Montenegrin bagged a brace, and should he push that 1 goal farther this weekend for a hat-trick, he could net his 200th goal against the team he earned his legendary status with. Hear his thoughts on the match and much more in a little bit, and for the full interview, listen to this week's K-League United podcast. For the team of the week, we turn our attention eastward. For all of their flaws, of which there are plenty, Gangwon FC rarely fails to entertain. Whether it's Cho Jae-won capturing the world's attention or being on the wrong side of a 4-2 thriller, Gangwon have given K-League fans plenty of highlights this season. Lee Young-jae's match winner against Busan last time out not only further cemented the club as must-watch, but it also set them up to defend their final round A position in round 22 instead of attempting to claw their way into the top half as so many teams below them now need to. Gangwon have their possession-based, attack-minded, and entertaining brand of football to thank for setting them up so well this weekend. While they are currently tied on points with FC Seoul, they have a superior goals scored record, which is the tiebreaker in K-League 1, with 26 to Seoul's 19. Gwangju have also netted 26 times this season, but are 2 points behind Gangwon on 22. Put more simply, win and you're in. Squaring off against a struggling Suwon side that have scored just twice in 5 matches, this should be a doable task for Kim Byung-soo's men. Just don't expect it to be easy, nor without drama. Someone perfectly familiar with late dramatics is this week's player of the round, Songnam FC's Na Sang-ho. With another highlight reel goal last time out, Na Sang-ho has well and truly found his feet back in K-League after a fruitless stint with J-League's FC Tokyo. Still just 24 years old, Na is far from finished developing his game and has taken significant strides at a club continually punching above its weight this season. His 5 goals in 13 appearances leads the Magpies and has provided the attacking threat previously missing from Songnam's otherwise well-rounded approach. Unfortunately for him and his teammates, 3 of his goals have come in losing efforts, and Songnam remain just short of the top half, with few others stepping in to help. If the results are to change, he will have to shoulder even more of the burden himself. This weekend's match against an adept Gwangju side that recently drew against Ulsan and Jeonbuk provides the perfect opportunity for Na Sang-ho to make the transition from promising young talent to polished match decider. With this being the last round before the league splits into Final Round A and B, all 22 match fixtures will be played at the exact same time at 3 p.m. locally on Sunday, September 20th. The round sees the bookends of the table as Incheon United in 12th place hosts first place Ulsan Hyundai. Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors will host Busan I Park. The Pohang Steelers welcome Sangju Sangmu to town. As mentioned before, FC Seoul will play Daegu FC at home. Gangwon FC welcome the struggling Suwon Samsung Blue Wings, and last but not least, Songnam FC will host Gwangju FC. For match previews, analysis, and reactions, be sure to check out kleague.com and kleagueunited.com. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you very much for that, Ryan. On Wednesday night, Daegu FC's Cezinha joined the 40-40 club, 40 assists and 40 goals, when he supplied Dejan in the 10th minute. He now has 54 goals and 40 assists since arriving in 2016. And as Ryan just said, Daegu FC head to FC Seoul this Sunday for what will be seen as the marquee match for this round. Accordingly, I caught up with Dejan earlier this week, who'll be making the trip to Sangam in a Daegu shirt for the first time since joining the Sky Blues. And here's what he had to say.
We changed a little bit our style of the game, and it worked against Ulsan, but we didn't win, and we need to win. We had a lot of good chances, and Ulsan was a really lucky team. That game, it's a little bit unbelievable to say this, but they were really lucky that game. We need to score 3-4 goals. Goalkeeper was unbelievable. That game against Songnam, we were really happy because we saw it on the halftime that Seoul lose. So we knew it. If we win the game, we are in playoff, and again we have gap between other teams. So we have a little bit freedom, more time to enjoy. So yeah, we did our job. We made the playoff. We are again in a good position for ACL. So let's see now. We are going there. They are in an unbelievable position. They must win against us. Same if we win. I think ACL will be almost 100% in our hand because we're gonna make the big gap in last 5 games. So big game. And if you ask me now, I'm saying if you ask me now, they will not go playoff. They lose game where they need to take some point. They had their chance, they miss. Now they need to save themselves against us. I think we can make some good results there, and we are now in good moment. They are under pressure. I don't know how they're gonna play, who is gonna play, but I think we can win there and make this end of the regular season really good.
This will be your first trip back to Sangam since you joined Daegu, but no fans were there. Is that a good thing? Some Seoul fans are still a bit upset that you left.
No, man, no. I miss the fans. I miss it when you go out on the stadium. Even when they boo me, it's nice to hear that. I feel that's natural. That's normal thing. You are going there stadium, and I'm sure they will not booing me. I'm saying now for me, that was just because I was in Suwon and they couldn't accept to see me in blue uniform. Even when I signed for now Daegu and I play against them, and what's happened that game when I score goal, I didn't celebrate, and after that I get a lot of messages from Seoul fans and Suwon fans, to be clear. After Suwon game, I'll say no hard words, no hard feelings. Now they understand that this is life goes on. This is my new team. I always show respect to Seoul, but like I said, now I'm playing for Daegu, so it was okay. I think if I play there will be not electric atmosphere like everybody is expecting, but it's okay. It's really, really strange to play on Sangam on empty stadium. It's really, really weird. Last game in the regular season, so we're gonna try to enjoy and play and make one good game, but without fans, everything is different, believe me.
Fans, we want to hear from you. You're encouraged to email KLU at info@kleagueunited.com or tweet at KLeagueUnited with any questions, comments or reactions. Or follow us on Facebook to ask directly during one of our live shows.
Thank you very much once again to Dejan. And of course, the full interview is available on Thursday's K-League United podcast. And finally, in K-League 2, there are just 7 matches remaining. And with the Tangerines peeling away at the top, we have JG United columnist Branko Belan taking you through K-League 2 round 20.
With JG United's win over Dejan Damjanović last weekend, it's currently a 2-horse race for the title between them and Suwon FC heading into the weekend. Both sides have relatively winnable matches as Jeju goes on the road to face a Bucheon FC 1995 side who have lost their last 6, while Suwon FC are also away from home to visit a Cheongnam Asan side who have won only once on their home patch in 2020. Time to have a look at the match of the round, the team of the round, and the player of the round. And we'll get started with Dejan Damjanović versus Seoul Elan, 3rd versus 6th this weekend. The recent dismissal of Hwang Sun-hong has initially had a negative impact on the club as they fell by a 2-goal margin last weekend to league leaders JG United. Andre Luis was left out of the squad for the first time this season, and his absence was felt as Dejan really couldn't muster anything offensively over the course of the match. The Brazilian's 12 goals rank 2nd in the division, and his presence will be critical if the side is to bounce back from a loss against a team they had beaten twice before this season. Hwang's tactical approach was one of the major reasons why he was let go, but last week the team looked even more nor devoid of ideas going forward. They simply must play their best players if they are to mount a challenge for first place. With the way things look currently, a playoff place might be the best they can hope for. It is essential for the Purples to get a result at home this weekend. How Seoul Ilan finished on the wrong end of the result against Cheongnam Asan last weekend is remarkable to say the least, considering how dominant they were in the second half. Leandro has been a constant threat for them this season and has quickly established himself as one of the most dangerous offensive players in the division. They are currently only 2 points out of a playoff position, but also face Suwon FC away next week and then Gyeongnam FC the following week at home. Considering that they finished the season away to Jeju on November 1st and then finish their schedule at home against Jeonnam Dragons on the 7th, and it is easy to see how important it is for them to take their opportunities as the season winds to a close. Moving on to the team of the round, it's Gyeongnam FC. While they come into the weekend on the back of consecutive draws, the Reds' matchup with Ansan Greeners is the beginning of a stretch in which they also play Asan, Seoul Ilan, and FC Anyang, taking them into the month of October. They have an opportunity now to re-establish the momentum which made them one of the hottest teams in K-League 2 in the month of August. Baek Sung-dong and his 8 goals have had a lot to do with the team's recent success. The player of the round is Joo-min Kyu, a man reborn of late with 3 goals and 1 assist in his past 3 matches. The opponent this weekend is Bucheon FC 1995, a team he has already scored against this season. In fact, his injury time winner in their first meeting back in May set the Islanders on a 7-match unbeaten run before they lost for a second time to Daejeon Hana Citizen at the end of July. He's now back in the good graces of manager Nam Ki-il.
All right, thank you very much for that, Branko. And that is it from us this week. I do hope you enjoyed the weekend, and until next time, goodbye.
정조선 공격 복격기 김신